What's up everyone and welcome to Best Car Reviews. I'm Bennett. Today we'll be dissecting the 2024 Infiniti QX80. Here at Best Car Reviews, I strive to bring the most accurate and relevant information under 10 minutes. There's no misleading and no wasted time. If that's something that's intriguing to you and you like the content as you watch, please like and subscribe so I can continue to grow the channel. Let's get started. The Infiniti QX80. I'm sure we're all familiar with it because it's literally impossible to miss if you see this thing on the road. It's like a boat rolling down the road. And heading into 2024 here, they're carrying on the design that you're familiar with a lot of nice features to make this a real player in the luxury 3-row SUV segment. And if you're loving the design, stay tuned because they go through all the trims, key details that matter most to you, and determine which will be the best bang for your buck. All photos and information in today's video come direct from Infiniti. Let's dive in. The QX80 will be available to you in 6 different trim options: Luxe, Premium Select, and Sensory, and each of those come in an all-wheel drive setup as well. For a little more money, of course. The Luxe starts you off at $74,150, and the Sensory all-wheel drive will round you out at the most at $88,450. So across these 3 trims, you have a price difference of about $14K. Hopefully, there is a QX80 in there that falls in your price range, that meets what you want, and that you will love. And one thing that's not going to make this too confusing is engine options, because they're all coming with the same one. The big old 5.6 liter V8, 400 horsepower, 413 pound-feet of torque, so you do get some nice performance out of this QX80, although only one engine option is a little odd heading into 2024. At least it is a powerful one for a vehicle this size. This will be paired with a 7-speed automatic transmission. As you can see there, obviously all-wheel drive setups, but the other will be a rear-wheel drive setup. And looking at MPGs here, absolutely horrendous. If you're buying one of these vehicles in hopes of getting good gas mileage, then you need to look away from this because you're not going to get it. The rear-wheel drive setup gets you 14 city, 20 highway, and the all-wheel drive is 13 city, 19 highway. Yes, part of that's due to it being a V8 and its size. That really is all of it, actually. But its competitors are doing better than this. Infiniti does have to watch out for this when it comes to people buying others over theirs, because that is quite poor. You're going to spend a fortune on gas, especially with prices these days. Alright, let's look at this QX80 now. Shots released by Infiniti while I'll go through the main features. A familiar design for 2024, but refined and ready to compete in a busy market. America is the land of the 3-row SUV, and we like luxury, so Infiniti needs to be ready, and I think they've done a good job. This thing is massive in appearance, and yes, that's due to the overall shape of the vehicle, but the front end is very high and wide, giving it a visually bigger appearance. The body lines on the front fascia give it features a lot of distinction, and I think the front design is very well done. And if you think the front end looks large, the back end is monstrous, but somehow still works well. I'm a big fan of the taillight design too. I see a lot of similarities here with the Durango actually, but they are different in many ways. The QX80 has the chrome bar running the width of the back instead of a full LED strip like the Durango has, but I do still see a resemblance, and I think the body shape has me seeing a resemblance too. Obviously this looks like the Nissan Armada, as that's kind of its sister vehicle, but I am also seeing a resemblance to Dodge there. There are available 22-inch wheels, and if you haven't seen a 22-inch wheel in person, then you have no clue how big they really are. They are massive, and Infiniti does a great job with their wheel designs. They will be standard, the 22-inch wheels starting on the Premium Select, and those will be in dark chrome as well. Speaking of dark chrome accents are spot on with this design and theme. I think chrome has its place, but not on this model, so the dark chrome is great to see. Adaptive front lighting is a luxury touch on these. It anticipates direction changes and adjusts the headlight angle accordingly. Roof rails and a roof spoiler are great touches design-wise and for functionality. Available hydraulic body motion control system monitors force and distributes variable pressure to either the outer or inner suspension for less body lean and a smoother ride. That's something that you might not even realize is there. Just take the nice ride for granted. Only 5 color options for your QX80, and besides a white and a tan, they are all dark. Overall a muted palette, but I suppose a refined scheme is the goal for luxury. You're not going to see one of these rolling down in neon green. This can also tow up to 8,500 pounds, so you can definitely tow your boat around. Already kind of somewhat small, trailering with this QX80, but still plenty of power. With the same engine and performance capabilities throughout the lineup, you're paying for amenities essentially the higher up the trim ladder you go. On the exterior, that encompasses wheel designs, feature colors, and accents. The interior will be most obvious as to why you're paying more, and we'll get to that next. Best bang for your buck in this lineup, in my opinion, will be the Lux 4-wheel drive or the Premium Select. You're really getting high in price if you go above either of those, and like I just mentioned, you don't gain performance going with higher trims. I would want the all-wheel drive setup, and I know I'm still getting a perfectly adequate interior for my money going with a lower trim. A trim over 70K shouldn't even be called a base trim because it makes it seem like it would lack desirable features, but there's plenty when it comes to it with looks and features inside and out for this QX80 on all trims. Let's move on to the interior now and look at those pictures where I talk about those main features. As mentioned before, the interior is where these trims stand apart from each other, and there's many combinations of options, materials, colors, and features depending how you trim and option. Personally, I love top quality leather and the luxurious colors, but I can't justify spending $10,000 extra on a blinged out interior when my performance doesn't change. Just my opinion, but if you like all the bells and whistles, this interior will certainly give it to you, and I think the design is top notch. You get a spacious third row with power reclining seats, although said to not be as big as the competition, just have that in mind. The available semi-aniline leather appointed seats is what Infiniti is showing off the most in their pictures, and also in the saddle brown color, but there are many other color options, however, depending how you buy an option. Heated front seats are standard and ventilated seats are available. I know what you're thinking, how is that not standard at these price points? And the answer is I don't know, and I'm just as angry as you. Second row captain's chairs can be heated or swapped for a 3-person row bench seat setup. You get a 12.3-inch touchscreen, which will be your infotainment setup in these QX80s. I don't know this for a fact, having never driven one, but it sure seems like that screen would impede vision across the hood for the driver. It seems super high up. Wireless Apple CarPlay and a wired Android Auto are standard. Sensory trim will get you 2 more 8-inch screens for your rear seat passengers. Driver's info cluster area is clear and well designed. You get a standard 13-speaker Bose system and available 17-speaker premium Bose sound system. Noise-canceling glass for a quiet ride. Oddly enough, there's some features lacking that you may expect. I'm surprised there's no available heads-up display or sunroof on these QX80s. Plenty of driver's assist, safety, and technology features standard and more available. Overall, I like this interior a lot, but I feel it has so much more potential. What's included is great and makes sense, but what's left out is confusing. It seems Infiniti missed several avenues when designing and making options. In review, guys, if you're in the market for a 3-row luxury SUV, you got a few options. You're looking at this, you're looking at the Lincoln Navigator, you're looking at the Cadillac Escalade, maybe you're even looking at a Lexus LX, maybe you're even looking at a Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Plenty of options out there that will get you a lot of luxury, a lot of performance, and a lot of good looks. Materials inside and out, they're all going to look good. And although this Infiniti is packing a punch and there's a lot there, for the prices, I'm kind of leaning towards other options, and I'll explain why. Mostly because of the engine options and the MPGs. I can get an exterior design that I love on any of those other options. I can get an interior design that I love on any of those other options. I can get it for the same amount of money, and I can get it for an engine that is going to give me significantly better MPGs. And at the end of the day, if I love 2 designs equally, I'm going to pick the one that has the better MPGs. And I hate to say that that's just the one thing that's going to make me change my mind, but it's a big deal. You really want to be at the gas station every couple days. If you're a significant driver, then you're going to get that with this. So definitely things to keep in mind. Check out all the options. There's a lot to look at. Cross-comparing, and I do have videos out on a few of those key competitors. So hopefully this video lays out a clear way for you guys. Thank you for watching this Best Car Review. Please subscribe if not already. If you have an idea for a future review, drop in the comments and I'll see what I can do. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, I have that option now. Check it out and join if you'd like, and I'll catch you on the next Best Car Review.